Recent reports indicate that a commander from Russia's 55th Mountain Motorized Brigade has been detained on serious charges. These allegations include embezzling payments intended for soldiers wounded in action, forcing injured personnel back to the front lines before they had fully recovered, and operating an unauthorized detention facility for his own troops. The 55th Mountain Motorized Brigade, officially known as the 55th Guards Mountain Motor Rifle Brigade, is a mechanized infantry unit of the Russian ground forces. Based in Kyzyl, Taiva Republic, it operates under the 41st Combined Arms Army of the Central Military District. The brigade has been actively involved in various operations, including the Russian invasion of Ukraine. As of now, detailed information about the detained commander's identity and the specific circumstances leading to his arrest remains limited. The Russian Ministry of Defense has not yet issued an official statement regarding this incident. The situation is developing, and further updates are anticipated as more information becomes available. They recruited Biden in the Russian army. An elite Russian soldier with the call sign Biden displays his skills. A must-watch video.
Biden, 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 I am here, look at me. Take the gun like a soldier. Shoot there, shoot. Посмотри на меня. Возьми автомат по-боевому. Стреляй вот туда. Стреляй. Shoot. Стреляй. Biden, change the store. Меняй магазин. How many days have you been training here already? Biden, how many days have you been doing this? I do not know what you know. Я не знаю, чему учить этих людей.
Ukrainian paratroopers of the 82nd Brigade defeated an assault group of invaders who tried to break through to the village of Nikolsky in Kursk in armored vehicles. A Russian assault group consisting of a platoon with 3 armored vehicles and covered by a tank attacked the village of Nikolsky. The defense of this settlement, the Russians tried to break through for the second time in recent days. The mechanized convoy, led by a T-80 with mine trawls, managed to approach the settlement, after which the lead vehicle was fired upon. The tank withstood several hits, but 2 BMP-3 IFVs were disabled near a water tower on the outskirts. Another IFV and a tank reached the village but were halted there. However, footage suggests that some of the advancing infantry succeeded in reaching Ukrainian positions. A few days earlier, on January 21st, Russian troops made another unsuccessful assault on the same settlement with several mechanized columns, losing 3 tanks and 7 infantry fighting vehicles in the battle. The paratroopers, supported by soldiers of the 47th Brigade, managed to defeat the company's tactical group, destroying 3 tanks and 7 infantry fighting vehicles. The enemy suffered losses in personnel. 35 infantrymen were killed and 62 others wounded. The defeat of the attack and heavy losses on the approach to the Ukrainian position severely damaged the morale of the enemy infantry. When drones came into view, one of the surviving soldiers simply laid down on the ground and shot himself. The reconnaissance UAV footage shows that the infantryman was not wounded, so this decision can only be explained by a deep level of demoralization, fear, and the lack of evacuation by neighboring units. 2 planes had troubles in Russia over the past 24 hours, and 24 rolled off the landing strip in the Khabarovsk region and crashed into the bushes today. No casualties were reported. The plane's engine allegedly failed during takeoff. Last night, a flight traveling from Moscow to Istanbul had to make an emergency landing in Astrakhan. Aeroflot said the Boeing 737-800 plane had technical issues. It is not safe to fly in Russia. Putin, we are ready for these negotiations on the Ukrainian issue, but there are also issues here that require special attention. This is not the Ukrainian issue. This is Russian aggression against Ukraine, Russian war crimes. Ukraine needs just peace, not Russian peace.
As for the question related, let's say, to negotiations, and in this sense, we have always said, I want to emphasize once again, we are ready for these negotiations on the Ukrainian issues, but there are also questions here that require special attention.
Russian oil ships are forced to change the flags to hide from US and UK sanctions, reports Bloomberg. The Barbados Ship Registry said that by the end of the month, it will have asked a total of 46 ships to remove the country's flag as a result of UK sanctions. Sailing under the flag of Barbados had been a coup for Russian shipping, as it's one of the world's more reputable vessel registration nations. Some of the Barbados ships have already been re-registered with other nations, including Tanzania and São Tomé and Príncipe, according to the Aquasis Marine database. Separately, Panama's ship registry said earlier this month that it had begun to delist 68 vessels that were sanctioned by the US. I hope this is being monitored and necessary measures will be taken. Passport control has been introduced on the Crimean Bridge towards the occupied Crimea. The Russian special services are conducting so-called anti-terrorist measures, according to an official of the occupation authorities, Oleksandr Ovdienko. The passport control is carried out by the Russian Interior Ministry. Also, certain models of small trucks are prohibited from crossing the bridge. In the areas adjacent to the bridge in the occupied Crimea, training was held for units, including Bars Krim and other units of the Russian military group stationed on the peninsula. According to local propaganda resources, the exercises were aimed at countering the infiltration of saboteur groups. Prepare original documents for a quick manual inspection, Russian invader Ovdienko stated. The Russian authorities are often concerned about the security of the Kerch Bridge against the backdrop of Ukraine's increasing capabilities to destroy it. The bridge crossing connects the annexed Crimea with the territory of Russia, the Kerch and Taman peninsulas through the island of Tuzla and the Tuzla Spit. It consists of two parallel bridges, a road bridge and a railroad bridge. The Kerch Bridge is used by Russia to supply its troops during a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The Security Service of Ukraine has bombed the bridge several times. On October 8, 2022, an explosion occurred on the bridge, causing the collapse of two highway spans and a severe fire on the railroad part of the bridge. And on July 17, 2023, a second explosion destroyed one of the highway spans. However, to completely disable the bridge, either several piers in the eastern or central part or one of the piers supporting the archway in the western part would need to be severely damaged.